Okay, so we are starting to make our soap proper. So the first thing we have to do is we need to soak our STPP. We need 1 tablespoon. Okay, we need 1 tablespoon of STPP, and we are going to soak it in 200 ml of water. This is our 1 tablespoon STPP. Okay, make sure you level it, pour it in here. 1 tablespoon of STPP. Remember, we are making 10 liters of soap. That's the STPP right here. Then the SLS, we pour it here, 1 tablespoon as well. Okay, of our SLS. Okay, so you can see I want to put it in here. Okay, look at it. So that's 1 tablespoon of STPP and 1 tablespoon of SLS. Now I'm going to soak them in 200 ml of water. Remember, our 1 cup is 250. That means I'm not going to fill the cup. Okay, so we have our SLS right here. Okay, we've soaked it. We have our SLS right here, and we have our STPP being soaked in 200 ml of water. Now we're going to put this aside. So we need our colorant. This is our color, and we also need to put this and soak this in 100 ml of water. We need to soak this in 100 ml of water. Okay, so this is the colorant. We'll pour it right here. Good. Now I said in 100 ml of water. Now this half cup is 125. So that means you can have your 100 when you have your water up to this level. So this can give you 100 ml. Okay, so you have it this way. Can mix it together. That's the color. That's the color we are going to use. After that, you set this aside as well. So we have our color, we have our SLS, we have our STPP. Then remember, we've soaked our caustic soda and our soda ash yesterday. Okay, so you have all of this ready. Now we'll get our bowl, a very big bowl that can take your soap. Okay, a very big bowl that you know that okay, your 10 liter of soap is going to fit in. You're going to get it, and that's the first bowl you are going to use. And what are you going to do in this first bowl? You are going to pour 4 liters of water into this empty big bowl. Remember, I told you that this can stand for 1 liter, right? So that means you are putting 4 of this. You don't need to fill it because this is 108. So you have 1. I said 100. I said 1008. 2. I didn't fill it to the brim. 3. 4. So after that, we are going to add our nitrosol or thickener into these 4 liters of water. This is the nitrosol. We are going to add it inside the water. So we are going to add it, and when we add it, we stir very well for 5 minutes. Okay? And when you stir, it thickens. Okay, but it's not all nitrosol that thickens immediately. So when you put the nitrosol, it thickens, and the measurement for the nitrosol is actually 125 grams. That's the measurement for the nitrosol. Okay, you stir very well. You have to check your time. Stir for 5 minutes. One thing about soap is that once you stir, if you are stirring in this direction, keep stirring in this direction. If you want to stir in this direction, stir in this direction. Okay, but I prefer to stir in this direction. Like I said, we are stirring this nitrosol for 5 minutes. Please check the time. It is very important. Very important. You stir very well. Now I'm still stirring. Now I said we're going to stir for 5 minutes. Now my 5 minutes is complete. I'm going to set this aside. Then I'll get the second bowl. Okay, in my second bowl, I am going to pour my sulfonic acid. I'm going to mix it with my Texapon, 1 tablespoon, and I'm going to mix it with my fragrance. Okay, so that is what I'm going to do. So remember I said that the nitrosol I used 125 ml. You can also use gram. You can also use 200 grams. Okay, or you can just use 2 cups of nitrosol. 2 cups. So the one I use is not up to 2 cups, so I used 2 cups and like half, depending on how thick you want your soap to be. Okay, that is what I use for the nitrosol. So this is 1 liter of sulfonic acid. I'm going to pour it into the empty bowl. Okay, I'm going to pour it into the empty bowl. This is sulfonic acid. Okay, pour it into the empty bowl. Then after that, you add the 1 tablespoon of what? Of your Texapon. This is the Texapon, and I'm going to measure 1 tablespoon. This is my 1 tablespoon of Texapon. I'm going to put it right there. Okay, so after that I will add my fragrance. Okay, I want to use banana. So for 10 liters of soap, you need 30 ml of fragrance. You need 30 ml of fragrance. This is 25 ml. This one is 25 ml. So I'm going to add a little pineapple flavor to mix it with my banana flavor. Okay, to complete 30 ml. When you are done, then you stir together for a while, for 1 minute. Check your time. Check your time. Stir together very well for 1 minute. 1 minute. Stir together very well. Look at our nitrosol. Can you see that it is getting thick under? Can you see it? Can you see it getting thick under? Keep stirring this. I said we are stirring for 1 minute. This is the mixture of your sulfonic acid, your Texapon, and your fragrance. You mix them together. Mix them together. Mix very well for 1 minute. So when you are done mixing for 1 minute, we are going to add 3 liters of water into this content. This is the second bowl. We are adding 3 liters of water. As you add, you see that it will foam. 2, look at the bowl I'm using. 3. So once you add, please stir very well. If you don't get the texture well here, you might not have a good soap. So you have to stir with all your power. So we are stirring this for 3 minutes. Check your time. We are stirring this for 3 minutes. Remember, we are making 10 liters of what? We are making 10 liters of soap. We have used 4 liters of water for this. We have used 3 liters of water for this. Remember, making how many? Making 7. So we have used our caustic soda and our soda ash. We have used 1 liter, making 8. And all these we have used 500 ml, making 8.5. That means we need 1.5 liter of water more. So don't make mistake when putting water. Okay. So like I said, all the water content, they add up together. This is going to give you your soap. If you don't get it right here, you might not get it right again. You might have to use your 2 hands if you are not perfect yet. We are done turning. You can see that it is well blended. You shouldn't have any lumps at all. It is well blended, so we are good to go. Now remember, I said that it's not all nitrosol that get thick immediately. Can you see that this one is getting thick already? But some nitrosol will get thick immediately you stir them or you put them in water. But this one is not like that. So this one is getting thick. When we add all the other content, it's going to make your soap thick. So don't be discouraged if your nitrosol doesn't get thick immediately. So after that, we now have, remember, this is our first bowl, and I said that the first bowl is the most important bowl and it should be your biggest bowl, because we are still going to add the content of the second bowl into the first bowl right now. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to add this content into this content. So it is important to know that once you add this content into this content, you don't stop. You have to stir very well, because once you miss it, you might not have a smooth and good soap. So I'm going to add this content into this content like this. And once you are done with that, you stir. So once you pour the content into the first bowl, you stir very well, and you stir for 4 minutes. You stir for 4 minutes. You can see that your soap is already getting ready. You stir for how many minutes? 4 minutes. The more you stir, the more it gets thicker, and it might require you to use your 2 ends. Stir very well. You might be wondering where the soap is. It's under. The foam is still going to come down. Stirring for 4 minutes. You have to check the time. You are making liquid soap. You have to check time. You have to do the right thing so that you can have the right soap. Can you see that the natural soil is already working? It's getting thick. It's thick already. Might be wondering, is it not going to be thick? It is going to be thick. Can you see? So keep stirring. It's not easy. This is the most difficult part. You have to stir very well because it's very thick and it's hard to stir. So you have to do it very well. Please, you have to stir with your 2 hands at this point. Especially when you are just learning. Please stir with your 2 hands, or get someone to assist you to stir. So you can see very well. If you are done stirring, it's complete 4 minutes, and you can get this texture. Wow, congratulations, you have made a good soap. No lumps, nothing, but just good texture. You have made a good soap. So after that, we're now going to be adding these chemicals one after the other. Okay, can you guess the first chemical we're adding? Okay, I'm going to tell you. So the first we're going to add is our caustic soda. We're going to add our caustic soda. One important thing to note is that once you add a chemical, you have to stir immediately. And now that we have added our caustic soda, we are going to stir for 3 minutes. It is not easy, okay, but it's worth it at the end of the day. So we have added our caustic soda. We are going to stir for 3 minutes. So continue stirring for 3 good minutes. Now we have added caustic soda, and I told you that we are going to stir very well for 3 minutes. Make sure that you stir at each addition of your chemical. You don't just add your chemical and add the second one. No, you have to stir a particular chemical that you've put so that it can mix very well. So you have to stir this one very well for 3 minutes. Okay, now we've completed the 3 minutes. Now we're going to add, we've completed the 3 minutes. Now we're going to add the soda ash. We're going to add our soda ash. Remember, we've soaked all this since yesterday. Okay, we've soaked them since yesterday. So now you have added your soda ash. You are still going to stir for another 3 minutes. At each addition, make sure you stir. Okay, if you notice very well, once you add your soda ash, the color will start changing bit by bit. Stir very well for 3 minutes. So you have to use your 2 hands to do that. So you can see the soap is already thick. So we have to use our 2 hands to do this. So we are mixing our caustic soda and our soda ash. Okay, can you see the soap already. We have a good soap, and even the smell, smells nice. So I'm going to stir very well. Look at it. So we have a smooth soap already, very smooth. Now remember that we've soaked our SLS before, so we're going to add our SLS right now. I said on each addition you stir. We can stir this for 1 minute. On each addition you stir very well. Once you add the chemical, you have to stir. Once you add the chemical, God of mercy. Once you add the chemical, you stir. Okay. After that, after adding your STPP, then we add our color. That's the last thing we're adding. We add our color and we stir. Remember that we've added our color, and that's why we're having this color already. So we've added the color, and that's the last thing you are adding to your soap. So if you want to add antibacterial, you can add it after your color. Antibacterial can serve as your preservative. So we've added our color to it, and you can stir very well as well. Now remember I said that we are left with 1.5 liter of water. So this is where you can put it, but if you are okay with the thickness of your soap, you can leave it. But if you are not okay with the thickness of the soap, please add the 1.5 liter of water at this point. So I've added 1 liter. Then I want to add the half. So this is the of water. Okay, I've added it to my soap just to reduce the thickness. So this makes 10 liters of soap, because we have added the other 1.5 liter of water. So you stir very well, stir very well, stir very well. You can see your soap is ready, but we cannot use this soap today. You have to wait till tomorrow. So when you are done this way, like this, you are going to leave the soap till tomorrow. That is when all the foam will have come down, and you'll see your soap well enough. So you start using the soap the next day. Start using the soap the next day. So you're going to leave it, cover it, and make the foam go down.